And hello. Good morning, afternoon, evening, night, or whatever time it is for you guys. My name is Darby and I am here with Smart Parts Crafts and I am doing a quick little tutorial for you guys today. So I hope everyone is doing well. If you've not heard of Smart Parts Crafts, then welcome. It's awesome to meet you. We are a mostly online provider of all sorts of jewelry supplies. We have chains, beads, gemstones, findings, over 7,000 different kinds of charms. We've got a little bit of everything that you need. You can find us at smartpartscrafts.com. We are pretty active on our Facebook page, as well as I do live demos on Tuesdays for you guys to come see. Yeah, and if you happen to be in the DFW area and somewhere near Hearst, we do have our own retail location at 521 West Bedford Euless Road, so feel free to come check us out. So what we're going to be doing today is I saw this idea on Pinterest originally, as I know I'm sure a lot of you guys get your ideas from there, but it was a really cool design, so I just had to borrow it like immediately. So I made some adjustments, as you guys will see if you've seen this one before, but so what I've got here and the materials you guys will need is some kind of flat piece. I was going to say bead, but we're actually going to put a bail on it. So some kind of flat piece like this one. I am using some abalone shell right here. You are going to need a bail that will fit behind this piece without showing. So you guys can see that heart is not visible from there, which is exactly what I want. Some kind of initial or small piece to glue on front. I have a little MICROPAVE letter D, for me, Darby, that I'm going to put on front. It does not have to be MICROPAVE, but I wanted to do a little extra shiny today. You will also need some, and this can differ a little bit depending on your preferences, but this is 1/8 inch suede, and you will need, depending on your size, the matching connectors to put on the end. I have one already attached here, as you guys can see. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is, it's going to sound weird, but I'm going to destroy this charm by, you see that little loop at the top? I don't actually need it for this project, so I'm just going to clip it right off. Since I've got my clippers here. This is the Chroma line of tools, by the way. I do in fact have all of my tools like this. They're beautiful, in really good quality too. These are stainless steel with a titanium coating. So I'm going to clip off that loop and make sure you angle downwards. You never want to just clip it up because then the piece has a tendency to fly wherever it likes. And we do like not getting those in our faces. So I seem to have gotten that pretty cleanly, but if you got it a little bit off, then that's fine. You just want to sand it down what's left. The one thing I didn't mention that you will need is some glue. I'm using Gem Tac here because it dries super quick. So now that I've got this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out which side I want my letter to be on. I think I like it on this side. This will be my front. And I'm going to glue it onto the front of this piece. Now, one of the reasons I chose Gem Tac is that it dries clear, which of course with an open look like this one will be very useful. So I'm just going to set that down in there. I'm not too picky about the fact that you guys can see it's kind of spreading around. Oops. As I make my letter slide, which is fine. I'm not too concerned about that. So I'm just going to sit there and let that dry on the side while I work on some other things. So actually, instead of that, I am going to go ahead, oops, my hair's in there, put a dot of glue on the bail so I can let all of that dry at the same time. So with this, I'm holding it a little awkwardly because I'm letting the glue dry on top as well. But so I'm just going to set that down onto the bail again so that heart is fully covered, and I'm going to let that dry so those two pieces can dry at the same time. So that's going to sit right up here. I think it's off camera. It'll sit right up there as I'm working on the other part of this. So the other thing that I'm doing here is, like I said, I already attached one of these. It sounds silly, but I used for the first time the other day, and I am in love. So these little pieces right here are the connectors that you use to put the end on suede or leather if you're using that. And I want to make a choker out of this with that piece dangling in the middle. So first thing is I want to measure, oops, how far around it would go. This is where you really want to keep your measurements in mind later on. And so I just measure like this usually, but it is also very helpful to just keep a little spreadsheet nearby that tells you what lengths you like all of your jewelry. Let's see, so I'm going to get it to the length I like and then make it a little bit shorter. And I want to cut it slightly shorter because I'm going to put a clasp on it, and that way it will still sit where I want it to be. Alright, so I have clipped that piece here. You guys can see this is not very long. I tend to wear my chokers at about 14 to 15 inches. So you don't need a whole lot for this. If you've got a yard, you've probably got enough to make at least 2. Alright, so putting these on is incredibly easy and really, really cool. So what I'm going to do is, you can kind of see how this looks like a little pocket. I'm just going to place that suede inside, and then I'm going to use my flat nose pliers. Use your thinner ones for this, they work better. I'm going to bend over that piece a little bit, just so I kind of get that angle started, and then I am just going to squish it down onto that suede as hard as it will go. Now that I've got that side on, I'm going to do the same thing with the other side, if I can get a grip on it. There we go, and we're just going to squish, 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 and I'm going to grab the whole thing and just smash it between my pliers. And that's actually all you have to do to keep this secure. You guys can see I can pull on this like real nice and hard, and it's not going anywhere. I would probably break my suede before I broke that connection, which is good. That always makes me feel a little bit safer. So let me see, is this dry at all yet? It is not. So I am going to fast forward a little bit, or here's a little special effects clip, and we will come back when that piece is nice and dry. And we are back. Alright, so you guys can see here now that has dried all nicely. I've got my little D in the center and my bail nice and secure on the back right there. So my D did end up, my little charm did end up being just a little off center, but I'm pretty much okay with that. I could probably pull it off and restart, but I like it just a little off. So for this one, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to thread it through my choker right here. So you guys can see this is going to hang nicely. And yeah, okay, perfect. So one little trick here to think about is whenever you are putting together a necklace that has a lobster clasp on it, make sure that the clasp always goes on the side with your dominant hand. Because I'm sure you guys all know these are much harder to open with your non-dominant hand. So for me, if I'm wearing it like this, I'm right-handed, so I want my clasp to go over here. So this is really just the finishing little bit. This part does not take long. I'm just going to open up my ring, open it up a little bit wider, thread that through the back. Alright, and by thread that through the back, I realized that was poor phrasing. I just meant these connectors have little holes in them at the top after where they connect. So that's what I'm putting my jump ring through. So then I'm going to put one large jump ring on the other side so I have something easy to clip my clasp into. Solder jump rings are generally used for this, but I might as well use my open ones while I got them. And that's it! So now let's put it on, make sure it fits. Yeah, so this is going to be, oops, my hair can get out of it. So this ended up being a really cute choker, very easily personalizable. You don't have to just use initials either. Any other charm that you like. I know we've got some tiny little bees that are really popular for stuff like this. You can use any other charms that you like, be it a cross, some sort of other symbol, cats, dogs, all of it works. But there you guys go, the nice and simple. You guys can see you didn't need a whole lot of materials for this, just one bead, one charm, one bail, and a little bit of cord. So yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. It was so good to be able to hang out with y'all and show you something cool. Again, my name is Darby, and everything I used today, including my tools, are available at smartpartscrafts.com. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!